Hello everybody. Today I am going to create one small demo project which will show the basic authentication in Springboard. We know Springboard provides powerful and highly customizable authentication and access control framework. So we will leverage that. So let's start with creating a small project. I will go to spring.io site. I will use Spring Initializer to create one small demo project. Build and deployment tool, I'll select Maven, and the version of Spring, I'll select this latest one, and it's a demo, so I'll put it like basic authentication. The dependency we need web and security. We'll be creating jar, and the version is 8 basically I'm using. So that's generated. It's generated. Let me down extract it. Okay, it's done. Now I'm using Eclipse as a as an IDT tool. So I'll simply import the project. This is Maven project. So select the Maven. This is our project. Okay, we are quite done. This will download some of the dependencies. You can see it is in progress. It has started building the default building, cleaning and building the default project. Okay. So if you see, we have the pom.xml here. You see the JDK version, the pom parent version. We are using the latest 1.250, and the dependency we have security and web, and these are the default testing and all. Okay. We have application by default created. It will run the application, and if you see, we have application properties as well. So now I'll simply create one controller, test controller, and expose one URL. Let's make it test controller, and we need git mapping. Request mapping, sorry, parameter we providing value. It's just that I'm giving the context path to this. That's all. Okay, let's create one method. Public string name, simple one. We request mapping, again the value we want to get, so I'm saying get name, the endpoint basically. I'm doing nothing, just returning a string here. Okay, that's done. Let's start it. I'll simply run this, run a Java application. It's a basic authentication. Okay, it is saying port is already used, so I will have to change the port basically. Let's do something different. Okay, now it started. So let's access the URL demo1 get name. I'm using Postman as a tool to access this. Okay, and this is running on localhost 8081 is the port we have used, and this demo v1 and get name. So in basic authentication, I'm not providing anything. I'm saying no auth. When I'm hitting it, I'll be getting unauthorized exception. So what we need to pass, since this is basic authentication, and by default user is the username and password, it's printed here. Let's hit it. We are getting this response. This is one. Secondly, if you want to change or put something different ID password, we have the parameter called spring dot security dot user dot name and put to test. Similarly, spring dot security dot user dot password. Let's test. Let's save it. It should override the existing one, the default that Spring Boot provides. I'm restarting it. Let's hit with the same user ID password. It's the same unauthorized. So now I've changed it. So what we are providing on application provide in the application.properties file, that is taking the priority, I would say. Password was also test. Okay, we are getting the response. So this is second way. I mean, this is the way to provide ID password manually if you want to provide. Okay. Now, what I'll do, I'll override the default configuration of this, handling basic authentication, and that is through we have web security configurer adapter class, which I'll create a simple class which will extend the web security configurer adapter class, and we'll see there. We'll handle the configuration there. So let's create one class. Name it security handler. Let's override extend web security configure adapter. need to enable web security and also the configuration here to get the to leverage all the available functionality that you have. Okay. Now we'll have to override the configure method. There are two configure methods provided in the web security configure adapter class. So first one I'll override this one, HTTP security. We'll see what we can do of this already provided method. So HTTP dot authenticate authorized request. Yes, authorized request. Yeah. And as of now, we are just providing it to all the URL URI that will be going through. I mean, I'm not providing any ant match. I mean, for which specific endpoint we are creating this configuration. So this for now it's for all the request. Any request which will be coming to controller will be served. Any request and saying fully authenticated. This is something we are as of now there will not be any security here. We are manually saying it's authenticated and let's let's go ahead. That's all. Okay. And let's leverage the HTTP basic that it has, and also let's disable the cross-site scripting. You can also handle the session here. If you are facing any session related issue, you can also handle here the stateless session you can pass. So now I'm again running this. So whatever was the ID password provided in the application property will be overridden. And as of now, since we have we have overridden the configure method under web security configure adapter class. So and we are saying it's fully authenticated and allow all the requests. So there will not be any. So as of now, there is no any security. I would say. So I'm just showing for the example. I'll override it just after this. So if I pass this basic authentication, it's returning the request response. And if I say no, it will also return the response. So as of now, there is no security. No, the application is without security. So let's put something here. There is one method. There is one more configure method here with different parameter. Authentication builder basically. Authentication manager builder. Okay. Let's provide ID password here only. So what we can do here using auth parameter, there is a method called in-memory authentication. So this is something if you're manually passing ID password, I mean for the basic authentication, if you're passing ID password from here, that will be served, that will be used. No, if you do not have LDAP and database level authentication as of now, you're passing only the hard code ID password value. So we can leverage this method of in-memory authentication. And with user, we can pass the user here, say Abhi, and the password is same Abhi. We need to pass role as well. So there are many role. I'm just saying it's a user. And one more thing we'll have to do since we are passing the ID password, and here we have said we said it's a fully authenticated. So we'll have to Yeah, I mean it's let's run it. It should be fully authenticated, I guess. It should be asking for ID password. Okay, so without authentication, it is saying pass the ID password. Okay, so now use pass ID password for the basic authentication. It was a B and a B only, and okay, this error coming. So it's saying password encoder map. Okay, since we are using the latest Spring Boot version, which is 2.50, so we'll have to provide the password encoding, password storage mechanism basically. So and that would there are different type of password encoder. So as of now, I'm providing the simple one. Open file. Basically, it's a no. Save it, and then there are different type of password encoder we have like byte and other. So as of now, I'm providing this no, which basically for open password. I mean, it's something would be in text. Anyone can see it. So it's not secure, but yes, you can use different one. So now I'm restarting it. Okay, let's reheat the endpoint with the same ID password, and we are getting now the from test control. I mean, the response is coming. So this is how we can override the existing basic authentication functionality using that web security configure adapter class. Okay, and there are different method we have, and that's all for now. I'll create one more video which will show the API key authentication. Thank you so much for watching the video.